Absolutely. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Princes of the Apocalypse. When last we left, the heroes fought through a gauntlet of enemies waiting for them, culminating in a fight with Helen Ray, the Abbess of Stone, the blind monk. She downed Broderick, downed Nas,
Not me, though.
and had a stun on Henrik, but he managed to maintain his concentration on his spirit guardians. And the last blow, she turned around as if she could see to find a fiery spectral knight running her through. And then an unseasonable snowfall started falling in the snow garden, with two of our heroes stable but unconscious. Do you guys want to go around quick names and
Let's do it.
and characters? Andrew.
I am playing Henrik, a war cleric of Tempest. And, yeah,
Yes.
that is my name and who I am.
I'm playing Nos Blackhand, assassin divination cleric. 8 and a 16.
Pretty
Good.
solid.
I'd rather have a high and a low.
Yeah.
Well, I guess two highs is
Yep.
Well, yeah, but a low I can give it to an enemy.
true.
Fail a save.
Yeah, that is true.
You just have two 20s though. It's just like,
2
I
20s
crit
are
now,
also tight.
I crit now.
Yeah. I am Broderick Reinwald, a level 6, or level 5 Valor Bard.
It's funny that I was an accident.
It was. No, it wasn't.
Oh
we
my
keep
God.
we keep just telling Sean we're leveling.
Yeah.
We're not making it like a DM thing. We're like, oh, by the way, we're gonna go ahead and
We're
level.
gonna just go ahead and level just to make it
We
easier.
need to do it one extra, so
Yeah.
so like
I think he really
Really
likes it.
little.
This is gonna be the put upon DM. Oh, guys, I like Toby from The Office. I didn't say that.
Yeah, I actually did pass that save. Okay, I mean, you guys needed to.
I got flashbacks. Okay. So, do you think you pulled them inside, or do you think you slid against the wall as a light snowfall?
Let us die of hypothermia.
so they're like straight up out or
You know that they are stable. You know that they're not about to die.
Yeah, you use your spare the dying on us.
Yep.
So you know, I would assume you would know that that's...
I mean unless it's like freezing, I think I'd just pull them to a wall and try and bring them to
You do. There's a small outcropping from the larger temple structure that you guys came out from. You pile them up comfortably, lean against the wall, and feel your armor just. As you
Yeah, I think
sit
I'd
down.
lean with them.
There are crumbled gargoyles all around you, and the dead body of Helen Ray. Normal size.
Regular size gargoyles.
Not tiny ones.
If you had not looked at me, I would have been fine.
I was just waiting to see what your reaction was gonna be.
I think to their unconscious bodies I'd say, take your time. As I sit down, exhausted, I assume, from slaying all our enemies.
Doing all the hard work.
While you guys napped.
As you sit there for about an hour, at some point from the far end you see a door open, and looks like a cloud that's just pushing out from an open door, and you hear coughing, and you see 3 ogres come out choking as they fall and slam down. You've already grabbed your weapon, but you see that they've all collapsed on each other and seem to be dead. And a moment later, you see a red-robed figure, undead, that you know to be Renwick, Cara Dune the Lich, walking out behind them. He looks up at the snowfall and seems to regard the garden for a bit. And then he slowly starts making his way to you and hears Rogue going over the gravel of the rock garden. You're like, So, Priest of Tempest, it seems you were successful.
We were. Not without any difficulty, though.
So it would seem that Abyss was not a small feat. Congratulations.
Thank you. And thank you, I suppose, for sparing me from those. Well, was it 2 or 3?
It was 3 ogres.
Those 3.
He looks back with disdain. I spared you from nothing, Priest. Hearing all the fighting, it seems those 3 got a bit greedy and overzealous. When they broke into my chambers, they would not leave as I requested. So now they are dead.
That's how I prefer them.
By my calculation, you should find no other opposition here.
That is good news. We are not quite in the condition to handle anymore at this moment.
Perhaps not. He looks up. I would perhaps bring your friends inside. They'll need a rest, I imagine. He kind of goes to walk off. Continues looking. Long has it been since I walked in this garden. Half to you, half to himself. As he walks over the dead bodies. And you hear a door close behind him.
I would, knowing that there's nothing, or believing him that there's nothing else to deal with, I would take them inside for a more proper rest, I guess.
You do. You pull them right into the door you're closest to into that temple, which again, still as you pull them in, it is a sea of bodies that you have left in your wake. But you find a comfortable spot, in fact, on that altar that everybody was sitting on. And you let them rest as you rest yourself. Nas. You feel as if you're floating through darkness, but you're aware the entire time. The last thing you remember seeing was being hit by a precise blow, and as you fell back, you saw the abbess deliver a blow to Henrik, and then everything went black.
He assumes he's dead. And he just kind of resigns to it a little bit, you know. He's also probably a little he has a little bit of regret, but mainly his regret is how they approached. Like, he's thinking, no, that was stupid. We should never have tried to disguise, because there's no way those two would have been able to get past. Maybe Broderick could, but not. And he's just going through and like doing all the numbers in his head. If we had gone through the southern door that I saw,
brief instant as he hits the ground.
yeah,
Just floating through darkness, thinking that this may be your afterlife, thinking about how the job could have gone.
yeah, exactly.
Broderick, you are also surrounded in darkness, but you have the feeling of serenity, in all honesty. I met the death I was hoping for, but you do have flashes almost still of pain, of being hit so many times in a few short seconds, and you remember your skull getting slammed against stone. And you two wake up.
How much later is it?
8 hours.
So
Nice.
L rest.
You guys did. You slept through the entire 8 hours.
I did pencil, actually.
Here you go.
I got one right here. Thank you, though.
Half my max hit points rounded, or hit dice.
Rounded off.
Round it up.
So we're in basically the room we were looking into
main,
before
like,
that fight.
That main kind of altar throne room with the columns and everything that had those stairs leading down to that umber hulk when you first got here. So seems like the biggest feature of the monastery. And you guys wake up both. You're on top of the altar, laid down, and you're propped up. I mean, right next to it, comfortably.
Are we dead?
And Henrik, you're already you've been awake now for a bit with your resting. So
I think he would kind of lean up and like feel himself. Is that you, Stalwart?
It is me, and we are very narrowly not dead.
You couldn't find his beds?
One of you I could drag, but two of you. You'd sleep no matter where I put you.
He'd probably break a hip on the way anyway.
Not if they were Casper mattresses. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to bring that back.
Nas,
sorry
you
about
woke
that.
up.
Roderick sleeps eternally.
New
I
character.
just had to. I just
In
had
your
to
sleep,
do
you
that.
die of old
I
age.
just had to.
Yeah, you just
You
died
went
of old
peacefully.
age.
What became of the abbess? Did you defeat her, Stalwart?
I did.
Of course you did. Nas, it's good to see you, lad. I think he would tussle his hair.
He just kind of smiles and kind of comes over and actually gives you a hug.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of gives you like the man
He'd
pat.
hug it. Yeah, you gotta do the pat.
Yeah, you gotta do the pat. otherwise
He'd
it's
lean
not
up.
pretty.
Oh. Do we have any wine left in any of the skins?
No, but I'll be right back.
No.
Head to the distillery.
Yep.
Making up for his
Yeah.
cruelty.
You head all the way back and you grab a couple bottles of this liquor. You uncork one and you're like, whoa. I mean, it smells like torch fuel.
He'll love it.
And you recork it, and I mean, even just the aroma, you're like,
If there's food or whatever in here, I don't know if there's any good supplies in here.
there's nothing but the bottles of liquor and like the distilling equipment.
Oh, wow,
in this
okay.
room. It is
All
a
right.
full room for
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just grab a couple bottles and come back.
You guys see Nas come back in, and he's holding bottles from that distillery that you entered in. hours ago.
Good thinking, Nas.
Hands them to you. He doesn't have one for himself. It's not his taste.
It-
Oh! Well,
you don't remember smelling something almost as foul and potentially the highest proof of alcohol you remember.
I've been assured from our new lich friend that there's not much left to worry about here, so I think we've earned a small
then
break.
here's to the celebration. Thank you, Stalwart, and thank you. Let's take a big sip. Oh!
It burns, and frankly, it does not taste. The wine you've had so far, and including the liquors that you've had before, you've both been afforded a life where you had at least some fine whiskeys. This, as you're drinking it, you do get a good feeling that it would burn very well. It's a bit of an accelerant. How much do you guys drink?
I imagine if it's incredibly strong, not much.
Yeah.
Okay,
The equivalent of 2 or 3 shots, probably. He's not trying to get drunk.
gotcha.
Just trying to feel again.
Both of you guys give me just,
Oh,
a,
God.
just a con check.
Oh,
Real
that should
fast.
be fine.
Sure, it's no big deal. You're fine, right?
14.
11.
Okay. You take a few and realize you're like, I need to stop. You are by no means drunk, but you've had 1 or 2 shots within a couple minutes, and you try to get up from the altar, and you're like, You realize that it is strong.
It was a bit stronger than I anticipated.
I'm sure the burning got a little bit less after each one.
Yeah, exactly.
You're numb to it.
I think he'll rummage through his pack and eat a couple of rations. Kind of sitting against the altar, looking. I mean, I imagine nobody cleaned up. Right?
No.
There's bodies everywhere. in
I mean,
here.
it is, and I mean, as
I
you
think
went
it's on
through,
Wednesdays.
even waking up, you are still just like, this is the carnage from the entire hall.
From when we left,
that
they're just
it-
bodies
'cause
all the way.
As you got to the distillery, you're like, there's the 7 Dugar.
Does the garden lead into this room?
The garden, Yes, leads into
Like
this
that
room.
far room when we came in, the door to our left when we came in, led in here, I think. Is that right?
When you came in the door to your right, if you were standing at the entrance of this kind of room, the door to your right led to...
Right, no, when we came into garden, I guess it would have been to our left, led in here then.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
All right.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so it literally is a train of bodies that goes all
Yeah.
the way and then leads into the garden.
Yes.
Nas smiles at it.
I mean, you've never faced that many enemies.
He never would probably face more than one or two at a time.
No. I mean, and Feathergale you faced a lot, but it was so broken up.
We also
I mean,
lost there.
You lost there the first time,
did.
and plus you guys then had the Aarakocra that were also flying around. So
Yeah.
you did have a good contingent. This was the three of you just facing waves of enemies.
Just barely making it out.
Well, suppose we need to discuss what we do next. Obviously, we'll continue looking around here, find what we can.
There has to be some, yeah, we have... There's gotta be, they've gotta have some, I mean, obviously they didn't have a whole lot of treasure, but there's gotta be something here. We can...
Some sort of information, although we have a good bit now. Good bit of knowledge, and where we intend to head next, I suppose the keep on the river, perhaps?
That's not a bad idea, but I do want to talk about kind of what our expectations are beyond that. Three of us, we can't save this land by ourselves.
I don't disagree. What are you thinking?
We need allies.
The knights?
The knights and Renwick or
Renwick.
Renwick.
I agree.
A lot of Ricks.
I know.
Henrik, Roderick, Renwick. Do you
He
propose?
warned us about going down into these lower warrens.
He did. That is for later.
So I'm not saying that we can't be the spear head, but we need a force to back us up. We can somehow convince these knights to help us. We also need to convince them to give us the body of his brother.
That may be a bit more difficult, but we did make a promise, didn't we? Fool Broderick.
Either way, whether we do that now or we wait until after we go to Riverguard, but if we go to Riverguard, no more disguises, no more trying to talk.
I agree.
We go and we wipe them out.
You'll hear no complaints from me.
Nor me.
Surprise is
Seen
our
what we're
friend.
capable of at this point.
Both times that we've dealt with Feathergale and here, we've been overwhelmed because
We were in their midst when they found us out.
Exactly.
Best to just perhaps don a disguise to merely get in the front door. And then...
Well, even that. I mean, maybe the disguises are there to if we get seen and we're not ready to be seen.
But seeking an audience with their
No.
leadership...
Every time we've done that, it's put us in a... We barely escaped. We should be dead.
I don't disagree. Several times now, in fact.
And just seeing at what we've done when we've been overwhelmed, if we do it this way, I think we'll be in a much better position.
I agree.
Tempest will be much more pleased with this method.
Tempest seems to have gotten into his
As well.
heart. I love it, Nas. Seems that you and I, near-death experiences, have made us better for it.
I suppose.
That's only 2 near-death experiences now.
A couple more and you'll be tolerable.
He laughs out loud at that.
I'm gonna. Okay, so this is a good moment to say this is player given inspiration. So players can give this to each other as rewards, or if they think they need it. We allow this to be a reroll, so it's kind of better. I'm giving everybody inspiration right now. The role play coming back in has been awesome. But you guys continue.
Either way, we need to... We're going to have to leave this place and we're not going to be able to come back. right?
I agree.
So let's loot the shit out of this place.
Yes, indeed. We've certainly earned that,
There's
haven't
plenty
we?
of shit to be looted.
Cut to a montage.
Just looking at stuff, rattling it, tossing it,
Laughing at each other.
trying on some armor we found.
Don't stop.
All right, I'm still gonna let you guys
Even after that?
investigate the rooms. It depends on what you want, because different things can't just handle it.
Okay. How do you want to sketch a little map for us? Not saying it needs to be to scale or
You
anything.
just do lines for.
Yeah.
Frankly, I will. I mean,
I remember
No,
most
that's fine.
of it.
Yeah, show us.
Do you guys want? I mean, it doesn't.
Because we.
Sure. We have full access at this point, right?
You guys have full access. I
right.
don't necessarily need to look
Here.
at this part since you guys are in the top right now.
Alright, so it looks like the only area that we haven't really investigated are the areas up there
Pretty much. I mean,
and underneath.
so what you guys have gone through. You need this turned.
That's fine.
Okay.
Need it turned.
So here's where you guys are, right in
Right.
here. This was the garden.
Yep.
These two.
Those
were
are
the
his
liches.
tower.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was that distillery. This was
That was like a room?
Helen Ray's room.
Oh, it was
But
Helen
you
Ray's.
only found a chest that had a couple things in it. There was a key around her neck. I assume you probably would.
Did we actually go into. I don't remember looking in the chest.
I don't know if you did.
I don't think we did.
I don't think you actually did. You did. You saw the room.
I
and
saw
were
it. And I was like, we
Doesn't
don't have
matter.
time for this.
Yep.
We'll come back.
There was a key around her neck. I would assume you would have grabbed it.
I think that would be the natural place to start.
Yeah, we can start there.
And
Go
then
loot her room.
this was the dojo.
The dojo where all the
Yep.
This you did
Douche
not
guard
look
came
at.
out of.
You knew you came in here. This is where you fought the gargoyle. So yeah, you kind of
we
have
kind of looped. Yeah, we have that whole L there,
this bit and then back to her room.
and maybe some stuff. I think there were some areas below that we didn't.
Oh, there's plenty of
investigate.
areas below that you
Okay.
have not been to,
Okay.
which will be here. When you
Okay.
wanna
Oh
go
shit! There's a lot down there.
Well, let's clear it out.
Da-da.
I'm gonna play this like I play role-playing games, so I have to leave I have to explore every single corner.
You have to unlock every shadow of the map.
Every single thing, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little spot of black in one corner
Yeah.
of
Yep.
one of the rooms.
Okay, so Helen Ray's room first.
Yeah.
Okay, just as Na saw, now that you guys are walking through, I mean, it is a complete train of carnage and downed enemies. Which looks stranger to both of you. I mean, in the din of the battlefield, I mean, there's plenty of it, but it's almost so overwhelming that you can't even process it. In the quiet stone monastery, the
Yeah.
sea of bodies is slightly different than
Yeah.
what you're used to.
Plus, a lot of them were. A lot of the deaths were like your shatters or your. So your shatters
not
are probably like
clean.
twisted bodies
Yeah, not
and
clean deaths.
yeah.
Not at all.
I don't know. I don't think Broderick's affected by it, truthfully.
Yeah.
Old soldier.
The both of
Seamers.
yeah.
It's at the Well of Dragons, man.
Yeah.
That was some carnage.
See the quiet in the dungeon ish, or I guess not dungeon, but full of dead bodies. I don't think it would be like messing with them, but be like,
No, I mean,
this is different.
yeah,
Like
it's
you were
not
saying,
necessarily out of the ordinary. It's just, it is just not what you're used to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys enter the room. Just as a reminder, it contains a wooden table with 4 chairs, a small working desk, several macrame wall hangings, and a single pallet on a low stone shelf set against the west wall. To the north, there's a barred window that looks into the
In
garden.
the garden, right? Yeah.
And again, I mean, as you guys fought her and recognize, this is completely Spartan. I mean, there's nothing unnecessary.
I'm not expecting to find any kind of massive treasure, but there might be. She has to have some money to finance this.
Yeah.
You guys crack her chest.
Yeah. I'll take a look at it. I'll do like
You know,
I would do my normal.
you have plenty of time that you'd
Right.
be able to inspect. It's not trapped.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Then he would open it actually.
I think we can assume we're looking for traps in anything that we find that's...
And you, because I mean, you guys know that you have the time. That I don't think
Okay.
there'll be any rolls for it. Let me convert this.
Just put down 10,000. Is that easier?
Make all +1s, +2s.
Just round them up.
All right,
To the
you
nearest
guys, you see that compared to chests that you've cracked, especially after coming from the Feathergale,
Yeah.
like there's
I'm
a
shaking
couple
the chest.
things wrapped. You do find 80 gold, like an actual coinage, but in a small wrapped kind of cloth, you do find 12 turquoise stones. And looking at me like, I mean, these are probably worth 12 gold each, so essentially you find 200 gold.
200. Okay.
Okay.
66.
Yeah.
That is all that you find in her room, though. She has nothing else.
Okay.
Quite a Spartan lifestyle she led. A true believer, which is terrifying.
That's another reason I want to just go in and deal with them.
They
With
can't
our
be
blades,
reasoned
they
with.
will not be reasoned with.
We should get that out of our heads.
Yes. I mean, I'm not saying there can't be a chance. If we see an opportunity, we can take it. But I think we have to go under the assumption that they are not going to turn from their gods.
I agree. No,
No more than you would, really.
no one will convince you.
No.
No one's convincing them.
All right, so we'll just
Kind of make it.
sweep back past the main hall and start on the left, I guess. Because like here's the main hall. We're kind of coming this way, and it kind of L'd up this way, didn't it?
It did, and there's a room you'd walk right past that you could.
Are there other rooms on the way?
This will be the first room.
Oh,
kind of
okay,
hit that you
okay.
haven't hit.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha.
Okay. As you guys crack open this, you see it's clearly a scriptorium. The monks just rewrote all day. Writing desks stand beneath the windows of this large workroom. Dusty tomes, stacks of parchment, and posts of ink clutter each desk.
Like the original monks that were here?
Uh,
Or does it look like these monks were using it?
It looks like, well, if you look at some of the things, you clearly start to see that it looks like it was these monks.
Huh, okay.
Part of their
It's likely
daily
that this
work.
was a different monastery, and over time they were corrupted, maybe, or maybe.
That's a
Broderick
possibility.
would
I
even say
didn't think
in-
about that. Yeah.
Broderick might say that in person, in character rather.
Strange that they should be continuing the perpetuation of written knowledge. Why? If they are intent on bringing about the end. I wonder how recently they were converted.
Maybe they're writing scriptures to pass along.
Could be. Let's take a look.
Pamphlets.
Broderick will spend 10 minutes to ritual cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, oh wait, I don't think I actually. Let me look at mine. I don't know if I have detect magic. I think I have identify, and you have detect magic.
I have detect magic.
Yeah, I
as
have
well.
identify.
I'll do both. Comprehend languages and detect magic.
Yeah, because you
Take
can
20
have them
minutes.
both going.
Okay. You do. Some pieces of it were written in other languages. Most of it is common, but there are a handful of like words and phrases that wouldn't have had a translation to them. Identify. You don't. Let me see. Yes.
Detect magic.
Detect magic. You do see a couple scrolls that are magical. We'll get to We'll get to that. So, throughout it, you can see that most of these are reproductions of speeches and just kind of philosophical testaments of somebody named Marlos Ernrail. They also include almost academic text about the elemental planes. They're still a bit vague, but you can clearly see that. Some of them are just philosophical treatises on governance and ruling. And I mean, you guys spend over an hour in here, and a lot of these, like, insights and secrets are just drivel, or you think sound like they're written by a very self-important person. You've met people like this before. I mean, they don't even, though they're religious, you're like, I mean, this doesn't sound like any religious. Only on its face does it sound like religious doctrine. Though it does sound like it's made by a believer, but an untrained one. here's some things that you guys put together, and it takes all of you, especially you with being like, I don't know what, you're like, I don't know what this word says, and you piece together. Marlos Ernrail is the prophet of Earth. He was drawn to a place called the Fane of the Eye.
Hey, can you tell me how to spell that name?
Yeah, for sure. It's Marlos, and the last name is Urnrayle.
He's a prophet of Earth.
That's correct.
Bane of the Eye.
The Fane of the Eye, he was drawn to this place by powerful visions. And there he found Iron Fang, the holy implement of Earth power, and took it as his own.
Iron Fang. Does it say what it was?
Doesn't say what it just is a holy implement.
Okay.
You also learn that he established the Temple of the Black Earth in the ruins of a long-abandoned dwarven stronghold that exists below this place, which the Lich already
Yeah, he
already
talked to
explained
us,
to you.
yep.
The final bit in almost all of them, and as you sift through, is that he is nurturing something called the Black Geode. And when all is ready, the ever-growing mountain shall come and remake these lands in its own image.
We can assume that it's his god.
It's a little...
Vague.
this is you having to almost put together
A bunch
a
of
ton
stuff.
of different stuff and synthesize it together. And I mean, because a lot of it talked about, you know, the problems with society and Waterdeep, like what nobility means. I mean, sounds somewhat like your typical reformer, but that it has clearly gone off the rails somewhere.
Well, the ever-growing mountain, reshaping everything in its image. From what we've heard, these cults are battling against each other.
Maybe they are. Maybe it's a race to see which one of their gods comes through first.
That's what it is. We've become a battleground for these extra planar beings. Gods.
God, that sucks. Because we have to deal with all of them then.
We may. In fact, weakening one only empowers the others.
We weaken them all to nothing.
But we banded together and defeated Tiamat. We can do this.
Yeah, but the forces that were aligned against her were
Yes.
all the forces of the North.
And the fatigue of war is still heavy on their shoulders, but what choice have we?
Do you think the three of us can convince the forces of the North that this is happening?
I don't.
I don't either.
And perhaps if we are early enough, we can put an end to it before there is a final epic battle
Well,
and many lost lives.
that's
What choice have we?
We do what we can and notify as many as we can between.
maybe we can just find a way to kill these high prophets or whatever they are.
Cut the head off of the snake. More like the heads of the Hydra, perhaps, in this
Yeah.
case, but
So we know there's air, and that what was
Yeah, Reese.
Ares? Yeah, Ares.
You also, there was another name though too, called Wind Harrow.
Yeah, I don't even remember that one. Was that associated with the air? Okay, so that could be the top dog too. You know, we don't know. One of those two might be.
You do remember that the bit with Arisi was your queen, Arisi Kaladon.
So probably.
That was the only one that seemed
Probably
to dictate
the-
a
yeah.
rank of some sort.
So that's the air,
yes,
the earth.
Earth, we've,
Maybe River Guard will give us a clue to the water.
I would imagine
But then,
so.
what other fire? Which,
Fire, the keep beyond the river. the foothills of the Somber Hills.
All right.
Yep. You remember it was called the Scarlet Moon Hall.
Well, scarlet, red, fire. I guess that fits.
And you were attacked by what was
Water.
Water. Yeah.
right before you got here.
Yeah, those are the ones with like the sawtooth longswords.
Yep. Which was super cool.
And what looked like their priest killed himself with a magic missile to the brain rather than
Right,
being captured.
that's right.
Yep.
That was right on the way here too.
It was yesterday.
And we would we have to backtrack to get to the river to go to Riverguard Keep?
No, the way that they kind of explained.
I know they were kind of lined up, but I felt like I thought the Riverguard like here would be Feathergale, here would be River, like here was Riverguard, and up here was the monastery. That was in my head, obviously. That doesn't.
In some of these maps they are, but I have changed that.
Oh,
it makes
okay.
it almost Hadrian's Wall.
I
So
gotcha.
you guys have worked your way to the second one. Riverguard would be the third.
Third, okay.
The farthest would be Scarlet Moon.
Is Scarlet Moon anywhere near Summit Hall?
Yes.
Okay, well,
It is in
perfect.
fact.
Is Riverguard on the way to Summit Hall?
Yes, they would.
It's on the way to Scarlet, right?
But they would both be. Riverguard would be the closest to your location. Scarlet Moon Hall a little bit further. Summit Hall further than that. But they're all kind of on the way.
I propose we just keep moving one after the other.
Well, it makes sense to go to Riverguard next. I
If
think
we're
we should go to
close.
Summit Hall after that.
I concur.
Did he detect any magic in here?
Yes, 2 scrolls.
Ooh.
So, there's
Pull them out.
you can see they were clearly set aside.
I
because
imagined them on a wall of scrolls. That's why I was emoting, pulling one out.
Yes.
Let me just rewind that.
And I mean, there's a ton of scrolls that are, I mean, again, it's more of the same. It's drivel.
Yep.
2, you're like, those 2 are magic and they're set aside. One is of Dust Devil and the other is Erupting Earth.
Ooh.
Don't think I can cast either of those.
Really?
I don't know.
So here's my thought on those. For the foreseeable future, I'm not going to go past 3rd in Wizard.
Yeah.
So any 2nd level or lower Wizard spells, I'm fine taking. But if there's any high level spells in that you can cast,
Yeah.
You take it.
'Cause otherwise, you would.
if you
Be able
can't
to
cast
cast
it, then
the-
I'll hold on to any of those.
Let me
scrolls.
I just gotta look real quick. What was it? It was Dust Devil.
And Erupting Earth.
Yep.
Both 2nd level, I think, right? I think they're both
Pretty
2nd level.
sure.
Erupting Earth is really good.
You also find
Nope. Neither one of those is on the bard
Okay.
list, so they're all yours, my dude.
All right.
that there are 20 books that you realize are just rare and fine books that are worth 25 gold each. So it's $500 worth or gold in books.
Broderick ain't strong enough to go carrying books.
Say 20 books.
20 books.
Any of them carry any particular sentimental value?
To Broderick,
Yeah.
roll a percentage here, man.
That's the only value he would find in them.
You do. You find one book of, it's a rare edition of children's stories that you remember. You read to each one of your children at some point.
Alright. He would take that down and just sort of flip through it.
And it was read to you, in fact, as well.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's
He would chuckle a couple of times, close it up.
I think I'll take this one as well.
Just put it in the old pack.
And
He'll
what
wrap
is this
it.
make?
Do they have any
Like reading
like
level?
pack animals or anything like that?
Like a
Well, we have horses, don't we?
you guys do have.
you guys do, yeah.
You used to have your skateboard.
Well played, sir. I would give you inspiration for annoying me if I had.
I actually don't think you guys came in on horses, did you? Because
Yeah.
we have the guide outside.
But Roddy took your horses. You
Yeah.
guys
Oh,
rode
Roddy did
horses
have
and
horses.
had
So
to
we
drive.
can just load those books
Yeah.
on the horses then.
He'll rock the Strati. Yeah, okay.
You will take the rest of the books.
Sure.
Okay.
Broderick would keep that one.
If you're
But-
keeping that one, then it's $4.75 in books that you can
Okay.
divide. Somebody wants to keep a running tally, you can divide.
We've
it
just been
all up
dividing
in
it.
We've just been
and-
dividing it on
okay.
the fly. So everyone gets 160.
60-ish.
Yeah, 160. I'm sure Sean would be okay with giving us 2 free gold pieces.
You ain't supposed to tell him, man. I can take it, right?
I'm also the one moment. Let me. I'm sure you guys are going to check the train of enemies that you have
Yeah.
destroyed along the way. So let me
100%.
tell you what you find on their corpses.
I just picture us with like a metal detector going along a row of bodies.
Yeah, I mean, with detect magic on, he would go through.
It is grim business, but well, no one else is providing us with equipment. We might as well take what we earn.
I have no qualms with it.
Good tunes.
Yeah, I feel like this is a little too glorious sounding compared to the rest.
Yeah.
Oh, is this your stuff still?
It's
This is
all,
really good.
It's all Andrew's music tonight,
love
everybody.
It feels like a pan over of some big majestic city instead
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, it does. You're like flying over it.
I really like the tinkering verses or whatever. But
Yeah, they're tight.
You only find a couple coins on even the what looks like the kind of priest, the Dirgar. A little bit more loaded. They each have 15 gold each. So
There were 7.
Or
Yep.
7.
7 of them.
105.
You can round up to whatever
So we
the
can-
easiest number is.
We rounded up last time. We'll round down this time, which we don't need to round down.
Yeah.
We each get 35.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was so hard.
Math is hard.
Alright, you guys, I'm assuming move on through.
Yes.
So you reach the. Okay, so the next room you come across is a dormitory. This room is arranged as a very uncomfortable looking barracks. 10 thin pallets are rolled up along the walls, besides neatly folded piles of clothing, plain, dun-colored robes, and sandals. 2 of the clothing piles also include golden masks in the shape of scowling gargoyles that you've seen already. There are no further furnishings. A single window looks towards the canyon to the south. There is not a stitch of gold in this room or anything beyond sleeping mats and like a couple like pewter dishes for eating.
And this is all the rooms that we've seen?
This is the first dormitory that
Oh,
you've come
first
to.
dormitory. Okay.
But you know that this side
there's
is
a whole
probably
line of them.
similar, so you're kind of working your way.
Okay.
All right. So the guest quarters here, you can clearly, I don't know, you guys are deductive enough. You get that this was supposed to be guest quarters, but that Corvo, who you met in the beginning, clearly
Oh, that priest.
was set up in here because his robes were a little bit finer than even the other priests. So, and you see an extra set of that in here. He has an iron coffer beneath his bunk, and you already got a key from him.
Oh, right. Yep.
You did the.
Well,
All right.
Detect magic, search for traps, all that
Got
good
it.
stuff.
You guys find, let's see, that's 200 in gold.
Nice.
Find clothes worth 40 gold. 2 bracelets worth 30 gold each. And then you find a.
So is that 300 total, assuming you just want us to convert the clothes to gold?
Yep. 300 total.
So how much is that each?
I can't math that.
950.
You also find a scroll of Earthbind and one of Maximilian's Earthen Grasp and Transmute Rock.
Wow.
Wow. Pretty sure none of those are in the bard list, but I'll look.
I don't know what any of them are, but I'm assuming they're not.
Not work
Priesty
clerics,
boys.
no.
Yeah.
No, I got none of those. What was the what were all 3?
Maximum's Earth and Grasp.
Right.
Earthbind and Transmute Rock.
Nope.
Bounder.
This is the Earth Temple, so or
Mm-hmm.
bit, so not the best.
Transmute Rock is like a 5th level spell, I think.
Raven said, "Bless you, Andrew."
Thanks.
Bane you.
You want a beer real quick?
Sure.
I'm gonna go grab a beer real quick. Go ahead.
Okay.
Move on.
Alright, you guys come through another dormitory. It looks similar, but it does have a fireplace in this room. Then you move into the... Actually, I'll tell you, you move into the refectory, which is essentially just where they eat. So 4 large wooden tables. Everything else is pretty plain. In the kitchen, though, behind that, they do have some preserves. So they've got, clearly rations and some open
I will
preserves.
stuff my pack full of that stuff.
There's plenty
Yeah.
here. That's it for the top level, though. You realize you've gone through it all.
So, I suggest we go down to the crypt first. There's one thing I wanted to take a look at and I was unsure of, which is the body that was stuffed into that one crypt. It didn't look like, it looked really fresh.
That was weird.
So I expect that wasn't a body that was stuffed down there from Renwick.
Nothing about it was magical. It has obviously been decaying, but
Right.
you guys have been around enough. You're like, what is that, a couple weeks?
Yeah.
No, it'd be more like maybe a month or two. So,
But I still want to go down that whole area and just kind of sweep it with a D-magic.
Yeah, do the metal detector of detect magic.
You guys got it. In fact, you know what? We're gonna take a quick break before we go down there.
Cool.
And then we'll be right back.
All right, BRB, everybody.
One. Welcome back, everyone watching. We have now descended the staircase to the lower level to look through what you didn't see much of. I mean, you fought an Umber Hulk and then moved into crypts and then immediately went up to the
Upstairs,
witch's quarters. So there's quite a bit in here. The first thing that you come down to at the bottom of the stairs, you see that it is a guard room. It doesn't take much investigation to figure out that this is where the ogres were. What they were guarding, you're not fully sure yet. There is a good bit of, in the corner, there seems to be a lot of piled up, just strange, like under the pallets, like a little bit of treasure, which is strange for ogres to have things. So there is, I mean, there's 110 gold, and there's also a couple keys.
36 gold each, and we will we'll grab the keys.
Okay, so now, as you guys have come down, you have a choice of two doors. There's one to your north, and there's one to your south. You can choose which way you go.
Where's the crypt area from where we
You
go?
would think that that would be through the north door.
Okay, let's go there first.
I agree.
Okay, well, you go back through the crypt, I mean, and you can easily make your way back to the crypt. It's just as you left it. Those zombies are dead.
I'll look over to Broderick and say, just scan around and make sure there's no magic items around.
Of course.
I'm gonna check out that. I'm just gonna look over that corpse again, see if there's any identifying.
I will.
Yeah, he'll just walk around, see if he gets the tingle of magic.
You do. You see that there a lot of the clearly it looks like there's recent burials of monks in here that they tried to place in what looked like they were going to be crypts for far more illustrious people long ago. But you do reach one that's closer to this tomb that's supposed to be for Samalar. And I mean, it's clearly of a cleric, and it's within the wall. As you kind of reach in and see, you can see that a ring is glowing with your identify. And you also, as you dust off the cobweb, see that it has a jeweled crown on top of its head, which is not magical, but it's just the ring drew you there. But then you see it. The crown that it's wearing is full of rubies. You get that it would be worth probably about 600 gold.
What does he look to, or he or she look to be a cleric of?
Tyr.
I won't take the crown.
What does the ring look like?
The ring is, it's a small metal ring, but it has a red stone on the top.
What do you think, Stalwart? Would Tyr look upon us favorably if we took the belongings of one of his fallen?
Yeah, let's get over his tears.
This is not his temple.
It's the
This is
he's
a-
god of justice, somewhat of a contemporary of Tempest,
Mhm.
a bit. Within
Well,
the same,
I mean, Tyr is lawful good.
right? But are they
Tempest is chaotic neutral.
Are they in the same pantheon though?
Well, they are. They all are. I mean, there's not like it's not like it's like there are no real different pantheons here.
Right.
Even like the southern gods are just reskinned gods of the northern gods, or vice versa, right?
I love having you as our sage.
Yes. Same.
It's awesome.
So he is Tyr is justice. You know, it's like the scales that he holds up. Definitely lawful good.
And I don't think Tyr would mind. Perhaps we can do this cleric a favor and perhaps bury him outside of this place that's been profaned.
We have a task perhaps too big for us ahead of us, so any help towards that, I'm sure Tempest would approve.
And I hope you will smile upon us.
He'll take that ring off.
Good.
Just mark off negative Tempest points.
I'll identify it.
You
10
do.
minutes.
Alright, you guys are kind of sitting there and you're
I'm kind of.
ritually casting.
I've got like my book out, kind of
You're
referencing
scanning
stuff.
You're referencing?
Yeah.
You pick up a little bit of like clearly like dirt, cast it on it as part of it. It starts to shimmer.
It's like IKEA instructions.
Yeah. It is a ring of fire resistance.
Ooh, that's pretty handy. Okay. See, it is a ring of sobriety.
In that case, I don't want it.
I'm just kidding. It is this ring. If you wear it, Is it tune? Do you have to tune to it?
Yes.
You have to tune yourself to it. Bind yourself to this magic item. It will not make you immune, but make you highly resistant to any kind of fire, even dragon's breath.
That is a powerful gift.
And I'll put it out to one of you.
What do you think, Stalwart?
I have one magic ring already,
Doesn't matter.
but 9 more fingers.
And toes.
Well, if none of you gentlemen, then I suppose I'll wear the ring. I try to do my best to avoid being hit by fires, but
We'll be sure
suppose
to
if
push
I...
you in their
The
direction.
two of you are typically up in the front lines. I try to be up there as much as I can, but
That is true. Well, thank you, Nos. Yes.
There's a moment when you hand it away where you think about having resistance to fire, and you feel your arm almost tighten up with its.
like I don't want to give it away.
Its age-old burns.
I should.
But you did.
Oh yeah, yeah. His right hand.
Yeah, the whole thing is covered.
Yep.
I guess slowly it got lower since you were a child, but
True, but there's still he's just got scar
yeah,
tissue
just scar.
all the way up. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's,
but then you wanted to investigate the night. Right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, you guys. It's already still half pried open from before. You see a body maybe. It's a month or two old, so it started to rot, but it's not bones and dust.
I know there was no magic on him, but I just wanted to see if they had any identifying marks or anything.
Oh yeah, it's a complete, which looks like new armor with a blazed symbol of Tyr right on the breast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I mean, he's in repose, but you can also see where clearly it was punctured. Like there are clearly battle wounds through it. Like the armor was rent to a pretty good degree.
Are the Knights of Samalar, are they Tyr?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, we should take this and return it back to them.
I concur. How long have these monks been here?
How far back did those writings go?
They look like they have gone back. You would think less than a year.
And this body's been here less than like a month or two, maybe.
You can't quite tell. Nobody's that proficient
Should I-
in telling
take
exactly.
the-
This place may have belonged to Samalar even only but a few weeks ago.
Maybe. Either way, returning these the armor and the crown back to the knights might get us in the door.
I agree. Let's do that.
So we'll go through here and gather up anything that might be significant.
Honestly, other than what you see, it doesn't
Okay.
look like, and there was no inscription on the cleric by any means.
Right.
I mean, but clearly, even in repose, it looks like it was treated with care. And it does look, I mean, it was bones. You know that's hundreds of years old, was the cleric.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll still take that stuff.
Okay.
I mean, as a sign of good faith, giving him back a suit of breastplate or plate or whatever it was. I don't know what it was.
Is full plate.
It's full plate. Yeah. Full plate and that crown.
Yeah.
That's thousands of gold pieces.
Yeah. Certainly of value to them.
I mean, yeah, that's a small fortune.
Good thinking, Nas. Strange. This place may have fallen but recently.
We've fallen again today.
That's right. And lends credence to the theory that we may still be able to cut off the head of the snake. Nothing can devour our world with only a few weeks of preparation, or one would hope.
I would agree. If it is, there's nothing we can do about it.
That's right. We'll press ahead. Continue investigating.
The only other way out of this room was back to where the Umber Hulk was, correct?
Yes.
Right?
I believe...
Which would, I guess, continue...
Actually, no. There was... You walked past this door, but you ended up going up the stairs instead, so you could... Yes, the door you just came in, you could leave through. And clearly, as you went, you saw that there were tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Umber Hulk.
Okay, so we'll head, I guess, towards those tunnels.
Okay. As you come through and you kind of go down and explore, you can see that these are mines. Like, it's only 10 feet up. You find carts, you find pickaxes. Doesn't seem like there's anything of value that you could tell that they were mining for. There's no gems sticking out or anything like that, but it's clearly a mine.
Well, keep in mind that if these were dwarves and that other passage led down, they may have been, instead of going from the surface down, they may have been going from the Underdark up and then just stopped at some point for whatever reason.
Could be.
How difficult is it for us to map the entirety of the mines?
Not difficult. I mean, most of them seem like they just kind of end almost abruptly as you kind of turn. And I mean, it is a little bit of a confusing maze, and you know that you can see that they have tied onto the end like cord, so that you can kind of go, because it is dark. Actually, yeah, it's pitch black, so you guys would need to cast light or use that drift
I'd use my dancing lights.
as it goes. So
Send them on down.
you guys are ready for danger. I mean, nothing comes out of you. You don't.
Right, I know he told us there wasn't, but
It is.
I wouldn't be walking around. Do-do-do-do-do.
It's a cramped space.
Yeah.
And I mean, something about being underground, you get those moments where you're like, I mean, this could collapse. I mean, this could collapse at any moment. You do as you kind of are mapping around from the guard room that you saw, you do start to hear voices coming from, looks like an area beyond the guard room.
Is that leading back up to where we came from?
It's not leading back up, but it looks like it's close to the guard room, but it looks like it's beyond it through tunnels.
Did we pass that area on the way in any way?
No.
Okay.
But you could add up that there was another door from the guard room
Right.
leading another
Right.
direction. I mean, you guys have gone through, and part of it ended where you found the ancient stairway. You're like, well, as you've kind of completely done the full maze, most of these just ended in nothing. Some obviously led to the room with the Umber Hulk. You guys explored the crypt. You came back to the ancient stair, and all of you had your stomachs drop for a moment. But also, you do check at the ancient stair. I'm assuming one of the keys you got from the guard room
Opens
fits.
that. Okay. Where are we hearing the voices from?
So I'll show you.
Yeah, that'll be much easier.
So this was the guard room.
Uh-huh.
This was the crypt area.
Right.
Umber Hulk, the
Yep.
ancient stair.
Yep.
You went
Go
all
wound around.
through here.
Yep.
You hear that there's voices coming from over here.
Well, there's nothing to do but check it out.
Agreed. I'll stealth up.
Okay.
We'll stay close behind. I'll try to stealth behind too. I'm not too shabby. I'm no nos, but
14.
we'll let the tank bring up the rear. I got a 14.
As you start to get closer, you can hear that there's a number of voices in there, and you start to hear like almost some clanking. You hear some of the gravel around you just kind of move, and you realize your foot's. You couldn't see that there was almost like a little sinkhole.
Oh, I thought someone invisible was next to me. I was like, oh fuck.
You realize that you made
I made
more noise than you planned to, and you can hear what sounds almost a little bit like panic, like shh, 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 no, quiet, 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 and you almost feel like you hear some soft whimpering.
Maybe they're prisoners. Okay, well, I'll kind of shrug at that, at making the noise, and continue up, hand crossbow out, kind of peering around.
You can see through, and there's a little bit of light coming from this room. It's dim, almost looks like it's a couple candles. At the end of the tunnel, there's 3 cell-like rooms that have been excavated from the rock. Iron bars wall off each one with a chain and padlock securing a swinging gate. Inside, a number of prisoners huddle on miserable stray pallets. They're shivering. You can see there's about 17.
Holy crap.
Wow. Are we all here too?
Yeah, you guys would have been kind of right behind him.
Is it dark in here? Torch?
There's looks like a couple small candles are lit, but I mean that's it.
Cast dancing lights. And how many cells did you say there were?
There's 3.
Alright, I'd send a light into each of the cells.
Who are you all? How long have you been here?
As the lights come through, it almost looks like it's instinct. You see all of them back up against the walls and slightly defensive.
Oh, we're not here to hurt you. No, we've liberated this place. We've slain all of the monks that were here. You can rest assured we won't hurt you.
People, you can start to see whispering kind of amongst themselves and looking, some of them looking still apprehensively, but then you see a dwarf push his way through, and he's got gray coming into his beard, and he puts his hands up. He looks older. It doesn't necessarily look like a warrior of any sort. More,
Miner? I mean, is he...
they all are in garbs that you can tell they've been mining,
They've
but
been mining?
he doesn't seem like the adventuring type of a dwarf. And he's like, yeah, you say you've liberated this place of the cult.
We have, yes.
They've kept us here as slaves to work in the mines.
Slaves you are no longer.
Mining for what?
Just clearing tunnels. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I've been in a mine before. There's no gemstones here. There's no nothing. But deep goes the stairway. I can smell. I know the air, how deep things go.
They were probably just a deranged cult, looking for riches. Stalwart, I think you have the keys. Some of those keys should fit these cells. How long have you been here, Master Dwarf?
I've been here for weeks. I was part of a delegation from Mirabar.
Mirabar, yes, we were sent to find you.
Did the others make it?
I'm afraid they did not. At least none that we've found. Though we can only account for 2.
He looks a little defeated. He's like, they took some of us here. They were with me. Some they took deeper down the stairway. But there seems to be multiple cults. Some flew on bird-like creatures and took one from Waterdeep. Others were carried off the books that I had brought with me, and some down the river. They looked like bandits of some sort.
While he was talking, I think I would have been trying to get the lock open.
You do. Some people are standing back scared. Some people are already coming ready to get out of the gates, and some you see as they just kind of look at you have gloriously appointed armor. Some are just trying to reach their hands out and touch you. and they're weeping. They're thank you.
I'm taking out some of the rations that I took.
Yeah.
And start handing them
Oh
out.
yeah, we'd empty the backpack of rations basically.
I mean, they are ravenously taking care of them, and they are. I mean, it's no shortage. There's a couple children here. There's some older people. I mean, they start. Some of them just collapse in your arms. Like, thank you.
You all must promise me you won't attempt to go down that stair. No, you must get out of here and make way for Red Lodge. We're going to send our guide with you. We can move on ahead alone. Roddy will escort you to Red Lodge.
I'm Brudenthal from Mirabar. If your scout can take us, I don't know the way. That's by any means.
There's more supplies upstairs too.
That's right. You can rest up in Red Lodge. I am Broderick Reinwald, and these are my compatriots.
I'm Henrik Rothsorn.
Henrik.
Nos.
Awesome. I don't know how to thank you. I thought this was my end.
I know that feeling. You don't have to. We're doing what we must.
You're heroes to me. If I make it back to Mirabar, they will know your names. They will know your names.
They may.
You can leave my name out of it.
Make sure to include his name. They know who he is. I've talked him up a bit there.
He looks like he doesn't know whether to smile or not, as he still looks a bit in shock.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure he's starving and dehydrated and exhausted.
With that, you realize that there's nothing else here. You have explored the entirety of the Sacred Stone Monastery.
Broderick would be trying to help some of the more infirm people out, and
I think we can at least get him upstairs.
I think if there were kids too, he would be trying to entertain them. He'd cast the dancing lights, like, oh, what's this one doing? And let it like fly out of his head. Oh, he'd do a little performance for him.
Go ahead and roll performance.
All
man.
right.
I think while they're kind of, I would make my way up to go get Roddy.
Okay. Roddy's a good distance.
Yeah, we told Roddy to make way,
He's
but
back.
we can
He's
still
back
find
through the crevasse that you guys
Oh,
came through
okay.
in the tunnel, so he's a while out.
Okay.
Plus, he said he'd find you as you left. He didn't exactly.
Okay, understood.
The kids are, I mean, completely enjoying it, and a lot of the other people, it almost. They start weeping. That is clearly joyful tears where they know that it's all right, but they just the emotional capacity that they have is nothing else but to weep as they go.
Man, he'd do the old sad clown, like, oh, where'd it go? Whoa! Let it come out.
The kids are almost falling all over themselves, and even the people that are kind of the most infirm, there are people with clearly their legs are going, I mean, sprains or breaks that have gone untreated that you're helping up are still leaning into you all, but their dispositions are clearly coming together. As you guys get upstairs, they grab as much food. They take a lot of stuff from the monks, even like some of the robes that some people need as
Clothing.
different clothes. I mean, they dress as they have to, and even cultists
Take bedrolls and stuff off cots, and
they seem to kind of get what needs to happen, and they pack up food, and you guys head out with a train of freed people behind you. And as they get up and they see the slain enemies, I mean, they're also in awe. Some of them still shocked. You see some of them kick a few of the bodies as they go. Some spit on them.
We wouldn't stop him.
I take out 228 gold and give it to them. I would like have them divide it up among them.
Again, Brudenthal too is like, I don't know how to thank you, Nos. I don't know where you come from.
No need. Just be safe. This will hopefully get you all clothed and on your ways to your lives.
Again, thank you. Other people come. I mean, again, older people. Some, put their hand on your face.
He's kind of.
They, and a lot of some of the kids just,
Swarm around
run
you.
up and hug.
Yeah, he kind of uncomfortably pats them on the back.
It's instinct.
And then you guys start heading through the crevasse.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to do anything else? I don't want. You can do whatever you want.
No,
Well, we're leading them, so we
Yeah.
would let them ride the horses and the hippogriff. I think some of them who needed rest.
Those are all with Roddy, so you guys will have to get to Roddy.
Oh, right. Roddy's not here. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think we already made it there.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll head towards Roddy.
Okay, Roddy,
You carry a kid on my
that
shoulder.
will be.
Roddy Scouter.
All right. As you guys get out of the crevasse, you can see daylight is in the valley. You've come out of the stone passage. There's still a lot of rocky outcroppings and some kind of crags. And as you guys kind of continue to push out, is Roddy here? You feel like you go longer than you expected to. And then from out of one, you see a small halfling. He raises a hand, and then you see him. And you see Shimmermane come out, stretching wings. And she starts to trot. The horses are being led by Roddy. They're not nearly as necessarily
Enthusiastic.
pleased. They're just riding horses. So.
Yeah.
But they seem well cared for. As you guys kind of come up, you do see that there looks like there's a beast off in the distance with arrows just sticking out of it.
Nice.
Been busy.
And he's like, you wouldn't believe it. He's like, that's an ankake. Came out of nowhere, burrowed out the ground, tried to eat the horses. And your hippogriff, but I put it down.
Thank you for